I started a file in Pokemon Soul Silver with the intent to do a shiny badge quest, a challenge where you catch one shiny Pokemon before each gym badge. Johto is my favorite region, and Soul Silver is my favorite game in the series. I played it a lot on release, but then not much after the newer games came out. I was in high school when Gens 4 and 5 came out, and I remember me and my friends walking around with our Pokewalkers after school, pretty much until the batteries ran out. Then Black and White released, so we moved on. But in September 2017, after getting really burnt out on Sun and Moon, I wanted to do a shiny badge quest. I really wanted to try shiny hunting with 1 in 8,192 odds. In newer generations of Pokemon, starting with X and Y in 2013, the rate of finding a shiny Pokemon is 1 in 4,096, which is what I had been doing exclusively so far. I loved chain fishing in Y and SOS battles in Moon, but Soul Silver in Gen 4 has no such methods. The only way to shiny hunt is by soft resetting or random encounters, with no boosted shiny odds available. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are actually perfect for beginners, because unlike the other games, you can actually see when the Pokemon is shiny before you select it. It makes the hunt easy and quick. I don't have any footage from the start of my journey. In 2017, I didn't have a very good phone, and no capture card, and at the time, I never really thought I could make a video about this. I didn't really know what I was doing. But a year and 2,000 soft resets later, I found a shiny Totodile. After that, I already knew what I wanted my next hunt to be, Zubat in Dark Cave. I loved having Crobat on my team as a kid, so I really wanted a shiny one in this playthrough too. However, I sort of fell out of shiny hunting, one of the reasons being my Soul Silver was actually a bootleg. See, I grew up in a situation where, if I wanted a new Pokemon game, I pretty much always would have to sell my old one. So the copy I have of Soul Silver is not my childhood copy, but a bootleg I got on eBay. At the time, I thought, well, as long as it functions, who cares? I mean, I did all those soft resets, and the game seems to be running fine. But the more I looked up how unstable they really can be, the less I played. However, I was extremely lucky to have a coworker who had a copy of Heart Gold that he had never opened. It was still in plastic when I got it. This was 2019, or really early 2020, in the before times. I don't remember exactly, but I think I paid him $100 and picked up a shift he didn't want to work. So that was it. I'd be restarting my badge quest on Heart Gold instead. However, I didn't even do this until early 2024. At the time, I wasn't even sure I could trade off my shiny Totodile onto the new game cart, so I started fresh, soft resetting for a new starter. I expected this one to take just as long or longer, but I found that shiny the same night. Only 74 resets for shiny Chikorita. Again, I have very little footage of this, I don't know why. Finally, I hurried through the tutorial, through Cherry Grove, and into Violet City. I found out I could trade with Soul Silver, even though it was a bootleg. So now, I had my two first team members, Champ the Totodile, and Basil the Chikorita. I spent the next year in Dark Cave. On Soul Silver, I had already had about 30 hours of hunting before I had given up on that cart. And all last year, I would just do encounters sort of off and on. I wasn't keeping track for some reason, but I could get in about 150 encounters in an hour. I really locked in this year, because this year, I started making videos. I started interacting with the Shiny Hunter community instead of hiding in my corner. I made a bingo card with Crobat on it. I wanted to find this next badge quest member soon. I took the hunt on walks and hikes. I took the hunt on vacation. I ended up double hunting with the bootleg cart, just in case. I had roughly 125 hours on Heart Gold and 70 hours on Soul Silver by the time I found my first random encounter team member for the badge quest. Well, it finally happened. I have finally found a green bat. Together, both of these systems, somewhere between 30,000 and 35,000 encounters. This particular file is the Heart Gold. It's the main file because my Soul Silver is actually a bootleg. It's got more hours on it because sometimes I hunt them together and sometimes I don't. Zoom in on this bat. I was just I was watching a movie and I looked down to see my encounters, and she was just there. I'm super glad that she's a female as well, because the first Gen 4 shiny I ever found was a Zubat, and she was also female. Okay, I'm a little afraid to attack this thing, but I've got a lot of Pokeballs, so we're just gonna start throwing them and see if that works. Let's turn the volume up. Maybe it won't catch and we'll get to see the sparkles again. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, well, we got lots of balls. I have I have 30 balls. So I think yeah. Oh, I just have Razor Leaf. That's dangerous. But I also have Totodile. But I think 30 balls is enough. It's only level 2, so it should be okay. I am so nervous. Just because the amount of time that that this hunt has taken. I believe this file I wasn't counting encounters, but I believe I have somewhere like 130. Okay. Finally, we have our first random encounter team member for the Shiny Badge quest. Oh, look at how beautiful she is. I really like green shinies, so I'm so glad that we got her. I was really afraid of catching a Geodude. I was gonna settle for a Geodude because of how long this was taking, but I'm really glad that we got Zubat. Alright. Give a nickname to the Zubat. Okay, I thought long and hard about it, and I think I'm actually gonna name her Sakura. I don't really have a very big attachment to Naruto as a series, but Crobat makes me think of ninjas, and she's pink, and Sakuras are also pink, so we will go with that. Alright, as for a nature guess, I'm going to go with naive. I like guessing naive for nature. And she's adamant, which I'm not sure if that's good for Crobat or not. I know usually having either attack up, special attack down, or special attack up, attack down is good. But I'm not, I mean, it's good. I don't know if it's the best. I don't know if Crobat thrives off of defense or special defense stats, but I think it's pretty good. April 2nd. Alright. Just rambling. I've never had to make a video like this, so I'm just rambling and saying things. Let's switch. Oh, look at her. Oh, I love her. Oh my goodness. It's been so long since I've played through a Gen 4 game. Alright, another regular Geodude. And Sakura, the shiny Zubat. Love it. I cannot even describe to you guys how much I missed playing Gen 4 games. Heart Gold, well, I had Soul Silver when I was a kid, but Heart Gold, Soul Silver in particular, I don't think I realized how much I missed playing it. So for Violet's badge, obviously we had our starter. For Azalea, we have Zubat. For Goldenrod, we are actually going to do Sudowoodo. But that means that I have to do Goldenrod's gym first, with just my 2 guys, and then hunt Sudowoodo afterwards. Because Sudowoodo is a hunt that I really want to do, because it's a static encounter, like the Wiggly Tree, you can only do it once. So I'd really like to hunt that shiny, but I can't take my time. I really have to get it soon, because this has kind of turned into, it started out as a badge quest and it's kind of turned out into a dream team quest. I'm kind of just in a race to get to the Safari Zone at this point. I would really like to participate in Safari Week this year, which means I need to get my butt over to the Safari Zone before July. Okay, I know I rambled a lot, but basically, my plan from here was to only use Chikorita and Zubat since Totodile was from a different cartridge. My next target is the Sudowoodo blocking the route to Mahogany Town. Since it's a one-time static encounter, I didn't want to miss out on my chance to catch it. But I also need to start it now. I can't fit another hunt in between. If Zubat was anything to go by, it's going to take a long time to find this tree, and I need to find it before Safari Week. I've never done Safari Week before, and if I want to participate, I have to get this shiny Sudowoodo found soon so I can make it to Cianwood in time. Currently, I have 3 or 4 months, so cross your fingers for me. One thing I really liked about these games is how much of the characters they expanded on from Generation 2. The Rocket executives got names and personalities, your rival gets character development. It's all just really great to look back on this after having played Crystal on Virtual Console, which is basically just Pokemon Red and Green 2, the sequel. Heart Gold and Soul Silver really make Johto feel like its own thing. Anyway, I was able to get through the Slowpoke world just fine with Sakura and Basil, but Bugsy was going to be another story. Alright, I'm gonna try to fight Bugsy, but I have a feeling I'm gonna need Totodile, so let's just try. I was facing Bugsy with a level 13 Zubat and a level 18 Chikorita. I was waiting to evolve my Pokemon until after I got to Goldenrod, but as it turns out, I messed with the DS clock and locked myself out of time-based events. But somehow, I still thought, maybe I could take on Bugsy with 2 unevolved Pokemon with no type advantage. Alright, Alright, Bugsy. I forget what Pokemon you have. You have a Scyther. What else do you have? I don't remember. 3 Pokemon. I didn't pick up my Totodile. I'm just gonna see how this goes. If I can't... Oh, 17. I'm definitely gonna have to pick up Totodile. Yeah. Because, I don't know if these two can do it, you know what I'm saying? I love Chikorita, but, whew. Yeah, that's, I'm definitely gonna die. This is not gonna happen. What does he have? He has Scyther, and doesn't he have, like, 2 Cocoons? Doesn't he have Metapod and Kakuna? U-turn. Damn. Yeah. Alright. Time to go get Totodile out of my other game. I fought Bugsy maybe 5 or 6 times. Not only did I have to bring Totodile, but I brought the Rattata I caught for Runaway ability as well. And I barely scraped by with a win. Then I had to do the same thing on Soul Silver. Listen, I never claimed to be good at these games. I just like to find the funny colored little guys. And eventually, we did beat Bugsy. I went to Goldenrod, learned that I couldn't take photographs because I messed with the clock and didn't want to wait, and moved on to beating Whitney instead. I evolved all my guys, and Whitney's battle was the easiest I've ever experienced. Usually she wipes the floor with me a while. But now, I'm on to my next target, the odd tree of Route 36. I'm double hunting, and 7,500 encounters in, so fingers crossed I can finish this hunt by July. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next Heart Gold Badge Quest video. Bye bye!